Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that electricity had never been invented. Every light is gone, your phone is useless, and the city that never sleeps has fallen into complete darkness. From space, our planet would look almost unrecognizable. Instead of millions of glowing cities, you would see only darkness, broken by moonlight, stars, and a few small fires on the ground. Every evening would transform the world into a much darker place. Streets would be lit only by candles, lanterns, and torches, making even a short walk after sunset slow and dangerous. Cities would still be crowded and full of life, but they would grow much more slowly. Without electricity, every building, every bridge, and every tool would require enormous amounts of human effort. Markets would remain the center of everyday life. Almost everything people owned would be handmade by skilled workers, making even ordinary items far more valuable than they are today. There would be no engines, no traffic lights, and no electric trains. Horses would still be the main way to move people and goods through crowded streets. Even the richest families could never enjoy air conditioning, refrigerators, elevators, or electric lighting. Luxury would look very different from the world we know today. For ordinary families, every evening would end early. Once the candles burned out, there would be little left to do except sleep and wait for sunrise. Simple daily tasks would require much more time. Collecting water, preparing food, washing clothes, and heating a home would consume most of the day. Without electricity, human civilization would still survive, but progress would be slower, life would be harder, and every single day would demand far more effort than it does now. Traveling would be slow and exhausting. A journey that takes only a few hours today could easily last several days, or even weeks, depending on the weather and the condition of the roads. Crossing an ocean would become a true adventure. Sailors would depend entirely on the wind, and powerful storms could delay a voyage for weeks or destroy a ship completely. Ports would become the heart of international trade. Goods from distant lands would still arrive, but much more slowly, making spices, silk, and rare materials incredibly expensive. Every important message would travel by horse or ship. News that reaches us in seconds today could take weeks or even months to arrive. Hospitals would look completely different. Without electricity, doctors would have no medical scanners, no life support machines, and no modern operating rooms to save patients. Even experienced doctors would be limited by the technology of their time. Diseases that are easily treated today could become life-threatening without modern medical equipment. Medical tools would be simple and often painful to use. Many treatments would rely more on experience than on scientific knowledge and advanced technology. Medicines would come mainly from plants, minerals, and traditional remedies. Some would help, while others would have little effect against serious illnesses. Knowledge would spread much more slowly. Every book would be precious, and libraries would become one of the most valuable places in any city. Without computers or the internet, education would depend almost entirely on teachers, handwritten notes, and books passed from one generation to the next. As the sun disappeared below the horizon, families would gather around the warmth of a fireplace. With no televisions or phones, evenings would be spent talking, telling stories, and enjoying each other's company. Music would still fill the streets, but every performance would be live. There would be no speakers, no headphones, and no streaming services. Only real musicians playing for the people around them. Festivals and local markets would become the biggest form of entertainment. People would travel long distances just to experience music, food, performances, and celebrations together. Childhood would look completely different. Instead of staring at screens, children would spend their days exploring nature, inventing games, and playing together from sunrise until sunset. Once darkness arrived, lanterns and candles would become essential for every journey. Even a simple walk home would require careful planning and a reliable source of light. Looking at these two worlds side by side, it's almost impossible to imagine how much electricity has transformed our daily lives in just a few generations. Electricity powers hospitals, communication systems, transportation, factories, and millions of devices that quietly keep our world running every single day. From space, our planet shines like a network of stars. Every bright light tells the story of human innovation, progress, and the incredible achievements of civilization. The next time you turn on a light or charge your phone, remember that these simple actions are the result of centuries of discoveries that completely changed human history. So, here's one final question. Could you survive just 1 week in a world without electricity? Share your answer in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible what-if stories.